All right, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back. The real news out of the Obama press conference is that he said he will sign the executive order on immigration reform, and if the Congress doesn't like it and wants to come up with their own bill next year, they're free to do that, and if he signs it, it will supersede his executive order. Joining us now is Ruben Navarrette Jr., our friend, syndicated columnist and CNN contributor. Hello, Ruben.
Hello, Steve. Good to be with you.
Good to talk to you. Okay, so I also have another part to that because there was a follow-up question from Major Garrett. But let me ask you, this is what the president says he's going to do. He's going to do it before Christmas. That could be tomorrow. That could be December. But he says he's going to do it. What do you think of that move, and what do you think it will do to the well, as they say, politically speaking?
Right. So if he does it, it will prove me wrong, because I have said that not only would he not do it before the election, he wouldn't do it after the election, because it's always going to be problematic for Democrats in future elections. I think that if he can find a way to not do it, or to do a very little and blame it on the Republicans, if he could somehow go back to Hispanics and say, man, I'd like to have given you so much more, but now Republicans control both houses of Congress, my hands are tied. The narrative that President Obama prefers is to paint the Republicans as villains and obstructionists. If he can do that, he will do it at his first opportunity.
He also was asked about what Mitch McConnell said just shortly before he told the world at his press conference that he will have the executive order signed. Mitch McConnell said it would be like, sticking a finger in their eye. It'll be a big red flag. It's something that he should not do. And then his answer to that question was very bizarre. He said, well, anybody who would feel, insulted or not like what I'm doing doesn't want immigration reform anyway. Now, if I'm not mistaken, and I may be, he keeps saying the Senate passed a bill on a bipartisan basis, and I'm pretty sure McConnell probably voted for it. So McConnell doesn't fit that definition, and the Republicans in the Senate don't fit that definition, because he keeps saying it was bipartisan, yet he's willing to classify anybody who'd be offended as someone who doesn't want a bill anyway, and he's willing to do it anyway.
That's a very good point, Steve. And also, that coin that you just have there, if you flip it over, you'll see that likewise, it sounds bizarre for Mitch McConnell, who previously supported immigration reform because he likes business and business wants it and wants it to happen. And he'd like for the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, which contributed lots of money to his re-election campaign, he'd like to make them happy. For him now to say that somehow it's waving a red flag before a bull, you put your finger on it. The Republican Congress now, the Republican caucus in the Senate, is so incredibly complicated. There are pro-immigration reform senators in that mix. And so I think there's a lot of confusion within the Republican ranks. There are Republicans. Remember a few days ago, Mitt Romney said,
Well, Ruben, let me point out, and not to interrupt, let me point out, then I'll let you finish. He wasn't saying immigration reform. He's saying if the president signs that executive order, it'll be like a red flag and like sticking a finger in their eye. Right.
I think we're past that, because the president said, listen, I can sign an executive order, which, by the way, will be like nickels and dimes, a really small number of people affected. It says, but that doesn't stop you from going forward with a bill of your own. Neither side, let's be honest, neither party wants to do this, and neither house of government wants to do this. They each want the other person to do it because the blowback within their own party is significant. But again, Mitch McConnell has a very complicated scenario whereby there are lots of Republicans who want to get this done as well, and they've always been yes votes for immigration on the Republican side. I was just going to say very quickly, Mitt Romney said a couple days ago, pass immigration reform.
That it'll get done, yeah.
It'll get done. Republicans will get it done. So I'm a little confused by this narrative that's come out from the GOP that now says why this was a mandate against immigration reform. Wait a minute. 2 days ago, you said it was a mandate for immigration reform if you elected Republicans, because they were going to get it done.
All right, let me ask you about the Hispanic vote. From the numbers I have that I've managed to gather from various sources by listening and watching, the Latino vote went 71-27 in 2012, I believe, to Obama and the Democrats. Yesterday, 63-35. So there was a slight pickup, a drop of 8% on the Republican side, on the Democratic side, and a gain of 8% on the Republican side. Is this something we're going to see continuing as we go along or not?
God, I hope so. It's a trend in the right direction. I've always made it clear I want to see this be 50-50. I want to see a jump ball where Republicans put up the right kind of candidates so they can carve into this lock hole, the stronghold that Democrats have, away from Pelosi and Schumer and Reid and the others. And one of the great developments yesterday is the changing of Harry Reid's title from majority leader to minority leader, if that. And so the Republic has been saved. I think that there are lots of
but Ruben, here's the thing. Don't wake him up and tell him. Let him keep sleeping and thinking he's still majority leader. We don't want to wake him up. Ruben, great to talk to you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Steve. Take care.
Take care. Ruben Navarrette, Jr., ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, Carrie Sheffield, Forbes contributor, will be here. And I understand she has some kind of treat or trick or something regarding campaign finance. We'll see.